Good evening, fellow non-believers. First, let me start off with an apology. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, and I do apologize for that, but sometimes things in the real world happen, and we kind of get drawn away from what we really want to do to kill extra time, which in my case is this, and haven't had much extra time lately, but here I am with a brand new video. I get asked a lot, what brought me to atheism? And the short answer would be life. But kind of give you an idea of what in life brought me there, we got to go back. Way back. And I'm going to tell you stuff about my early life, and I'm not telling you to make you feel sorry for me or throw a pity party or anything like that. It's just the events in my life that led me to question everything I'd been taught. I was raised Catholic. We'll start off there. I was in church. Hell, I even got kicked out of two different Sunday schools, actually, for fighting. But starting at the age of 4 is when chain of events went into motion. Again, 4 years old, my dad drank himself to death. Literally, he died of alcohol poisoning. Stopped his lungs. Then, year and a half later, my mom gets diagnosed with breast cancer and has to have a double mastectomy. Shortly thereafter, I don't know, I was 6, 7. Well, actually before that. Well, no, right about the same time. A female babysitter that my mom had sexually abused me. My older adopted sister was living in New Mexico and had just had my niece, so my mom decided to move down there and help her out. And my brother-in-law at the time, who was 6'4", about 260 pounds, decided that he needed to beat the shit out of his 7-year-old brother-in-law as often as he could. Then after we moved back to Colorado, within a 2-week span, my older adopted brother was on leave from the Navy, got drunk, got on his crotch rocket, and did 80 miles an hour into a brick wall. And then 2 weeks after that, my grandmother passed. And when she passed, what was left of my family just totally fell apart. Turns out she was the rock that was, the glue that was holding the family together. And from 7 until 14, within that 7-year span, my mom was diagnosed with a extremely rare form of leukemia, and she beat it back into remission 4 times. Now, through all, that basically a 10-year span, I experienced a lot as far as death, loss, pain, and I had questions. If everything was supposed to be part of God's plan, what had my family done? So I turned to the Bible. And I started off page 1. And I read through it. Every last page. And the more I read, the angrier I got. So I read it again. And then I read it a 3rd time. And I really got pissed off. Because, well, I had a breakthrough. Everything I'd been taught, all those Sundays in Sunday school, all those Sundays in church, all that reading, it was bullshit. Not one bit of it was true. But, this was late 80s, early 90s. long before internet. So I didn't even know there was such a thing as atheism. I just thought, okay, well, none of this Christian stuff, because about halfway through my second read of the Bible, I was like, okay, yeah, Catholic, no. So I branched out into, God, anything was under that Christian umbrella, nothing. So I started exploring, went in, dabbled into other religions, Islam, Buddhist, you name it, any major religion. I read up on it, I studied it. It was all bullshit. And then I happened across Carl Sagan. And I realized everything did have an answer. And it wasn't something mythical. It wasn't some sky daddy. It wasn't what all the countless sheeple out there believe. It's nature. It's life. Sometimes shitty stuff happens. There's no grand design. There's no Sky Daddy puppet master. None of that. I started researching my family's history on my mom's side. Turns out cancer was fairly common on her side of the family. I did what research I could as far as my dad, because he didn't have much family. He was, quite a bit older than my mom. Turns out alcoholism ran in his family. And talking to a lot of his friends and everything, I found, you know what? Turns out everyone knew he had a drinking problem, but nobody ever said anything. So, yeah, those events in my life got me to question all the indoctrination, everything that I'd been taught, everything I'd been told. And that's what put me on the journey of trying to find an answer. And, luckily I realized it's nothing up there. There's no ancient book written by sheep herders to explain what happens in life. If you understand basic science, if you understand biology, if you understand basic physics, just the basics of the core sciences, you understand life. There's not a big mystery to it. And that's what I've continued since that time to explore. And, that's how I've raised my kids and continue to raise my children. Is, if you don't know the answer to something, find it. Look for it. We live in an age now where it is so easy to find the information you're looking for. You don't have to go through a ton of books in a library. You can sit down and instantly find what you're looking for. And sorry, I just kind of lost track there. I'm trying to do this in one take because I've already done like 20 other takes, and they're all sitting in my recycle bin, and no, you're never, ever, ever, ever going to see all those outtakes. I'm never doing a blooper reel, so don't even get your hopes up. I don't care how much you beg and plead. It's not going to happen. They're gone. As soon as this video's done, they're deleted. They're gone. History, nada, zilch, gone. But anyways, I digress. That's what led me to atheism, was basically events in life got me to question everything I'd been taught. So that's pretty much it. Like I've said in my post on Instagram, If you follow me on there, I am working on some other videos, but just trying to find time to do some location shoots. So stay tuned. There's some good stuff coming. Just kind of give you a hint on some of the locations that are coming up. Trying to find the right cemetery to do a location shoot in locally, and trying to figure out how to get some nice shots inside of a church without getting ran back out. So keep searching for answers and keep on non-believing.